Итак, мы в прямом эфире. Сегодня у нас прямой эфир с канадской бординговой школой или с канадской школой-пансионом, если так будет проще понимать, что такое бординговая школа, которая расположена в городе Меррик, недалеко от Оттавы, столицы Канады. Узнаем конкретное их расположение, где расположены, как они живут, чем дышат, как себя чувствуют студенты, как к ним попасть, ну и, конечно же, стоимость, самое важное. Подождем немного, пока все подключатся, и у нас будет совместный эфир с представителем школы. Ах, Канада, Канада. Очень близка к России Канада по климату. Ну и люди такие же, открытые, добрые. Коллеги смотрят. Коллеги, привет. Давно не виделись. Эфир будет на английском языке. Поэтому это хорошая практика для тех, кто изучает, чтобы понять. Так, сейчас посмотрим. Жду моего собеседника, когда он подключится. Ну да, и, наверное, самый главный вопрос: со скольки лучше лет отправлять ребенка в школу-пансион за границу для обучения с последующим поступлением в колледж или университет? Тоже узнаем, какого возраста дети в данной школе, то есть с какого возраста принимают иностранных студентов, как много русских у них. С их школой. И потом попасть к ним. Итак, жду нашего собеседника из Канады. У них как раз по времени, если я не ошибаюсь, у них примерно 10 утра. Так что у них только начинается день. Не вижу собеседника. Так, у нас все хорошо. Работаем. Мы все там же. Мы все те же. Заглядывайте к нам. У нас недавно прошел день открытых дверей. Было очень много посетителей, но в любом случае, даже без дня открытых дверей мы всех ждем. Заходите в гости, расскажем, покажем, обучим. О, вот как раз-таки мой собеседник. Итак, ждем, сейчас подключится. Merrick Preparatory. Hi! Finally! Yeah. So, how are you today?
I am good.
Okay. So, let's start. Let's tell our people who are you? Where are you from? What are you doing? Yeah. So, tell us a little bit about yourself and the Merrick Preparatory School.
Absolutely. This is my pleasure. Thank you for having me today. That's my first sentence. I'm really honored to be streamed in Russia as well. So this is wonderful. My name is Johanna. I'm the recruitment officer at Merrick Preparatory School for especially Europe and the Americas. And I actually have a connection to Russia because of my growing up. I grew up in the GDR in Germany. So that's my background. And I moved to Canada 10 years ago. And I've been in the education industry for over 20 years, started my own exchange here to the States when I was 15. So I know how kids feel when they go abroad. I studied here in university in Spain, so I speak Spanish, English, and German. And I did learn Russian a little bit, but there's not much left. It was like in grade 3, so there's not much left there. But I have very fond memories, and have been to Russia too. So really enjoy meeting people from all around the world. I've traveled a lot, and so have lots of understanding for parents. I'm a parent myself, 2 girls, and so have done exchanges, have worked with boarding schools on both sides, in your shoes and my shoes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so this is a little bit of a quick summary of who I am and where I come from and what my background is.
So yeah, you have just, well, really rich background, and that's nice to have partner like you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Merrick Preparatory is one of maybe the main partners as preparatory schools in Canada. So tell us please about history of Merrick Preparatory School.
Absolutely. So the school was opened in 2012. And it's a small school, so families who choose us choose a boutique learning style. They want safety, they want the family environment, they want the personalized attention for their kids. So we offer grade 9 to 12. We originally were called Fulford Preparatory College for the first couple of years. That was a partnership with another school, and then when it got too confusing for our partners, we changed our name last year to Merrick Preparatory School. We're still the same. We still do the same things, but some people were looking for us and couldn't find us. So that's our background. We have graduated in these past years since we opened 109 students. 3 of them were Russians, so I can tell you a little bit about that.
Yeah.
And the opportunities for Russians and when they usually come to us. And they have gone all to universities, mainly in Canada, but basically all around the world. This year we have kids attending in Australia, Belgium, UK, you name it. It really depends on what the students are looking for and where they want to go, and maybe this is just a part of their education and they go to other countries. So we help them, and we really personalize that pathway for them. So wrap up in a little bit who we are and what we do.
Yeah, fantastic. And of course, one of the main questions is, how is the educational process organized? What is the daily schedule of your students, and what is daily schedule of your students now when we have COVID-19?
Yes.
So how first?
Okay, I'll tell you how it's usually to be, and then I'll tell you a little bit how we cope with this current situation. So usually our kids come on campus. They live on campus, so we have dormitories for 60 students. They share a double bedroom, and they get up in the morning. They have breakfast with their friends. It's a buffet style. Our kitchen is like home cooked meals, so everything the heart desires. It's a little bit different from Russian cuisine, I would believe, but this is part of a cultural experience too. Our cooks are really wonderful chefs that they take recipes from different parts of the world as well and cook it so that everybody feels home. So really depends on what the kids bring. So that's the morning, and then they start classes about 8:45. Then they have 2 classes. They have little breaks in between. They have lunch at 12. Then they go into another 2 hours of classes. They have an MSIP period, which is basically time to work on homework, time to prepare teamwork projects, time to work on university applications. So it's an hour every day where teachers are around and students can take advantage, or peer-to-peer tutoring. Really depends. Time management, whatever the individual student needs, that period really helps the kids to prepare. And then at 3:45, all of our employees at the school and the students meet and have a cup of tea and some snacks, and then they go into activities for an hour. It could be clubs, could be sports, depending on what they choose. And then they have dinner, and then every night from Monday through Sunday through Thursday, they have study hall where they are in their own rooms on their computers and work on their homework, but the teachers are connected and staff will support them if there's questions. I mean, if they have something to work on with another student, then yes, they can get permission for that. But it's very structured and it helps them prepare for university and be independent. And we really watch out that some of the kids that come have never really done it on their own, so we help and guide them towards an independent learner. So that's, and then at 11 o'clock they have some free time then, and then at 11 o'clock they go to bed and lights out and get some sleep, because that's very important as well for especially for the younger kids to you know, be ready for the next day. And sometimes teenagers don't see this and they want to be up all night, but I think it's good to get some rest as well. And then on the weekends, really depends on the schedule and the activities. It's every weekend a little bit different. Sometimes there's trips that kids can join. Sometimes there is like hourly activities. It's time for them to relax, to spend time with their friends, to explore our surroundings. We're only about 35-40 minutes from Ottawa, the capital of the country, so kids can go there, go to a museum, go to movies. It's quite easy to get to Ottawa, and kids sometimes do that together depending on the age and the allowance from the parents. But that's a typical day when we are all in business and the campus is open and kids come on. So with the pandemic hitting, all of us were shut down. Everybody has gone through it or is still in it. And Canada was quite good in maintaining their numbers. Actually, our area was very little hit. Merrickville had no cases at all. So, knock on wood, we're good. And my town is free of COVID cases as well, where I live. It's about 30 minutes from Merrickville. And we basically were on March break when we asked the kids to stay home. It was quite tough on the kids because it's a small community. They really like each other. They come from all around the world. We had last year 17 different nationalities amongst our 30 kids that were on campus. And so it was really hard for them to not being able to really say goodbye to their friends. And I think that hit everybody. But we took everything live online, synchronous. So again, this is something that parents, and I've heard that especially from European countries, online learning, no, we don't want to do this. It was really tough on our kids. They feel alone, they feel disconnected. So I have done lots of research in the last couple months because I wanted to ensure that I know where we stand with our product, and our director of academics did an amazing job putting all of our classes live, synchronous, online. So our kids are in class like we're right now talking to each other. That's how our classes are set up on Microsoft Teams. They're taught, we do experiments, we did a drama play, we did community events. Is it different than the on-campus learning? Absolutely, because you don't hang out with your friends after school, right? And with time difference, it's quite hard. But the academic day is really very close to the same experience as on campus, because they interact with their teachers, because they interact with their friends. They see them on the screen. They're not alone. And so we moved our classes for the September start up to 6 a.m. So Russian students, if they're 6-7 hours ahead of us, would do their classes every day, Monday through Friday in the afternoon, and cover everything. Everything is recorded. They can rewatch it. They have hours with the teachers. They can work on the university applications. They have advisor meetings. We have, again, community events, and every week has a different theme, and we work together to really create that family environment that we have on campus until they can come back. So we're planning on opening our dorm second semester February. So for kids who wanted to come on campus in February can do that. But for the kids that are online, and we started today, everybody's in class. We have 23 kids right now from 17 different countries in the world, all connected, all in class, and it's small classes. So this is one of the reasons family choose us too, that our classrooms are like 10 maximum is average is 10 students. Right now we have classes of 5-6 students, so they get all this attention and support, and English support as well. So having said that, let's talk about the 3 students that we have from Russia, or had from Russia in the past. So normally our Russian students, because you have 11 years of high school, finish high school back home, and do an extra year with us for grade 12 and finish their Ontario Secondary School Diploma. Not a problem at all. All of our teachers are ESL teachers. All of our teachers are guidance counselors. So that really helps the kids in that last year with us in 1 year to get their Ontario diploma, to get into university. So the 3 students we had from Russia went to Trent University, one went to Queen's University for astronomy, and one went to Bishop's University in Quebec. So any university of Toronto, you can go to the States. Like we really, we talk to our kids before they come, especially when they just come for grade 12. What do you want? What courses do you need? Which careers do you think you would like to look at? And so we guide them. Some kids already know very clearly they want to be in the sciences. Some want to be in social studies, but there are kids that just say, I'm really passionate about music, but I don't know what to do with this in a career. So we figure that out with them. We really take that time. So and the Russian students that came to us really felt prepared because they had all the English support as well. And we do have an ESL foundation program. So let's say you have a student that has finished high school in Russia and their English isn't so good. But their results in Russia are really, really great. So we leave that high school diploma. They apply with the Russian diploma to universities. So we take that year as a university qualifying year. They won't do the Ontario diploma. They just pick a few courses, and we focus really on bringing up their IELTS. And so that could be another option. We have an ESL foundation program. So if kids come for a semester, bring up their English, and then go into the academics, that's possible as well.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic because sometimes we have students, they are in desperate want to go to study to Canada, but they have low level of English. So that's awesome that you have the foundation year before. Tell us, please, what age is minimum or maximum to go to your preparatory school? Because sometimes parents, they want to, to send their children as early as they can. But sometimes it doesn't work,
Yes. So our kids start usually grade 9 to 12 with us. So they're normally 14, 15 when they first come. But we have a summer program. We have an ESL camp that is for students age 12 to 15. So they come a little earlier, check it out, see if they like it, and come back later on. So for us, it's really a promotion. And they could join for 2, 3, or 4 weeks. And that really focuses on just exploring the idea of studying abroad when they're not quite sure yet if they want to do this long term. But our school year program's a semester. So kids can come for a semester or year, starting either in September or February. And they're usually the youngest are 14. We might have a few that are 13, but they all are going basically into grade 9. So you would have to have finished grade 8 in Russia in order to come for our first year of high school.
Okay, so our students, they finish the 9th grade in Russia. They get their, certificate.
Yes.
So we call it attestat.
Yes.
And what else do they need to come and to be accepted to your school?
So first of all, you find wonderful partners like you on the ground that have all the knowledge. That's the first step. Do this and over and get the support. I encourage parents who think about this. It looks easy when you go on the internet, but there's so many little details that partners like you really know. We work together and we really support each other and we have a direct connection. So that's something that parents sometimes, especially when it's their second language, it's sometimes hard to do direct. So we encourage people to go through our partners because they get a lot of support from them. That's number one. Number two is for the general application process. So they submit an application that you can find on our website, plus the application fee of $200. Then they give us the report cards depending on the grade. So say, for example, a student comes for grade 12 to us, they would give us grade 9, 10, and 11, and we transfer this over to the Ontario system. If they come for grade 9, we only need the grade 8 report card. Basically, depending on where in high school they come to us, we need the previous years. Then they write us a personal profile. So we want to know who they are, what they want to do, what their dreams are, what they have done already, so that that we get to know them, and a confidential reference that could be from a teacher, from a head of school, really that we get a little bit an outsider view on the student as well. It could be a coach as well. It depends on really who they're connected and feel comfortable with. And then the next step is an interview with me. And of course it's in English. Don't be worried about it. I mean, if you have students that have limited English, we can do a video call with you together so that if they don't understand everything, we can translate. But for the high school programs, they should be able to communicate with me. And it's not a problem if they make mistakes, but it's just, you know, at least they understand what we're asking. And we do have an online exam that they can take from home. It's about 20 minutes, and that's replacing the TOEFL and the IELTS. It's just for us to see where they are with their English. And that's it. And then we have 24 hours to make a decision. We present it to the head of school and the staff, and then hopefully we get a Russian student into the school with that.
Yeah, okay. So 24 hours for getting a decision. Fantastic. Yes. That's fast.
Well, we want, I mean, the families are committed when they apply to us, and we don't want them to wait too long. So it depends on if they submit everything done by Friday, they would hear from us by Monday. But we do try to do a quick turnaround, because we also know that they have to apply for study permit and visa, and you know, there's so many more things that come after the acceptance letter, and we want them to have enough time to do this.
Yes, that's fantastic. So well, after ninth grade, Russian ninth grade, well, they don't need any IELTS or TOEFL, just your exam and interview with you and some other papers. That's correct. Fantastic.
Yes.
So,
and it can be done at any point. You know, we share the link with our partners, and they can just submit it online. We get the email, and it can be parallel to everything else to be done. So I think it makes it easier for the families, because with TOEFL and IELTS, you only have specific times you can take it. So with this, we have a rolling admission. So as long as we have space and deadlines are not there yet, people can enroll for the school. So we still have a few kids right now that said, well, having said I don't want to learn on it, but I don't want to lose time. I'm done. I'm ready to come. So they start the synchronous program. So they're in the process of admissions with us right now. And we could accept for this fall until October 15 to register kids with the school as well. So it's always, you know, you want to make sure that it's in the best interest of the kids. But I know from having been an agent, you know how kids see others do stuff, and then they're like, but I want to do that too. Am I too late? And so as long as we have space in the dorms and in the classrooms, we can always consider another student to join.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So going back to schedule, tell us, please, the most favorite activities of children, any clubs, extracurricular, maybe some scientific clubs.
Yes.
What do they do when they don't have classes?
So I think
their homework.
Last year, it really depends on the years. It really depends on the interest of the kids. But last year, I would say one of our favorite classes or clubs after school activities was Model United Nation, and they actually went to a conference in Toronto. So that was pretty cool. So if you like debating, if you like politics, if you want to see how United Nations works, this is a really cool opportunity, and you represent someone else's country. So that was a pretty cool. We had 10 students that joined that, and they had a blast. It was really lots of fun. So that was fun. And then of course sports is something that kids come with. They played soccer. We had Friday night soccer, and we invited local people as well who wanted to join. We had ice hockey. So a lot of our kids that come to us have never been on skates. That's probably not the case with Russians, because you have winters too, and you probably skate a lot as well. But there are a lot of our countries that have never been on the ice, so we taught them how to skate. And then we had a student staff game which was really fun. And you know, we really try to get to know the kids, and only in the classroom you see a different pictures than when they're outside. We had a baking cookies at Christmas. We have like house games as well. So every student belongs to a team, and there's 3 teams in the school that compete against each other. So we had the Spirit Week where they had to get dressed up. So really depends on the sports for sure. We had a competitive basketball team last year that played against schools in Ottawa. That was quite famous. So depending on the year, photography club, yearbook club, you name it. And we talk with the kids too. So if you have someone that wants to go into horseback riding, we have a lot of horseback riding farms around us, so we can look into that. That would be an additional cost to the tuition because it's off campus and it's someone else providing it, but everything on campus is included. And so when they do the Model United Nations or they go ice hockey playing, our head of school is very outdoor oriented, so he loves canoeing and all these things, and kids can take advantage of this hiking, skiing, you know, you name it.
Yeah. Okay. So again, about semesters. So I can come and study one semester and then have like semester off and then come back.
Yes, you could.
It's working like this. And what about universities? What universities do you work closely with? Maybe a lot of children just want to go somewhere, some colleges or universities, and you just...
So because we're very close to Ottawa, we have, well, Ottawa itself has a University of Ottawa and Carleton University and Algonquin College, and we have St. Lawrence College really close by in 3 cities. We have lots of kids that look at University of Toronto. It's just because it's so well known. Queen's University, McGill, really depends on what they want to study, and that's process of University of BC. It's really in the hands where, you know, we had last year 24 universities from the States come up to our school to recruit students from us. So the universities in the States have also recognized that our grads are well prepared. So they wanted to get a piece of the international market there too. We had kids that went to university in Glasgow and Edinburgh. We had a kid this year that got accepted to the university in Belgium, which is one of the top 50 universities in the world. So it really depends on what you're looking for. We had a student that went back home to Mexico and is now studying medicine. So it's like there's not a university that won't consider our kids, because with the Ontario Secondary School Diploma, which is really well recognized, we have never had any issues with getting kids into the universities they wanted to get in with the high school diploma. We just need to know so that we make sure that they are in the right courses and they have the prerequisites. But basically the doors are wide open. And one of the things that really impressed me when I started with the school is that the kids really get lots of scholarships. So the 109 graduates collected together $650,000 in scholarships over the year. So that's for their first year entry. So I think these are things there, you know, that could be quite interesting with a small school. Get really prepared. We had a lot of conversations where parents and students, we want to be in a big city and it's so much easier. Well, you are almost in a big city. It's 35 minutes. So if you drive from Moscow from one end to the other, you basically need 30 minutes at least. So just imagine that, right? For you, it's not that far off. And coming from a big country like you understand that distance is a different topic than for someone living in Little Italy who can go easily in 3 hours to Germany or so, you know. So it's an opportunity to go into the big cities, but when you study and when you have to focus, you're in a small town and the community is so welcoming that in 2 minutes you can go for a cup of coffee, you can go for an ice cream, you can do everything you need. And when you have time, you can explore this big city. Toronto is only 3 hours from us. Montreal is 2 hours from us. So there are opportunities, and we do organize excursions to these cities. But I think starting in a small environment and getting settled and ready and prepared is a huge advantage, because most of the universities are in big cities. So sooner or later, you'll end up in a big city and enjoy that as well if you want to.
Yeah, so the small city is the best option, best opportunity for children, for kids. They are small, they don't know how to live alone, what to do, where to go, and the small city is the best opportunity, because it happens in big cities. Children they lost their mind and they can't concentrate on studying and just getting into a college or university.
Lots of distractions.
Well, do you have any scholarships for students, for prominent students, any honors?
So what we do is we really, again, because we're small, we look at students individually. I can't say that every student that applies to us is going to get a scholarship, but we can look at small discounts, payment plans for families if that is help. I mean, our tuition varies between 56,000, 58,000 per year. That includes the accommodation, the meals, the living on campus, the education, some of the activities, part of the uniform is in their health insurance is in there. We almost include everything. There's a few extras if you go horseback riding, for example, or if you want to do your own trip to Ottawa, then you pay for these things yourself. So personal spending, and there are optional trips that kids can join, and parents will receive a list at the beginning of the year to sign up for it, and they know the fees for that. So on top of the tuition is a $2,000 student account fee, which we would return if it's not used, but it's easier for the families not to have to send here $100 and there $100. So we make it easier for the family. So it's a personalized student account, which is used for any expenses that occur during the year on campus. Like if they want to buy an extra sweater, or they want to buy the university uniform jacket and stuff. So that's additional cost. But otherwise, everything is included. We can look at payment plans, and then with partners together, we see how we can support families. Usually we don't go over $10,000 in scholarships per year. That's the max. And that really depends on case by case discussion. So we really look at that, and depending on how quickly students apply, we can help there. Normally when you come in summer and want to come in September, then we usually don't have anything left over. So we have a little bit of wiggle room for students to make it happen, and we would love to have Russian kids again at the school. So I mean, that might be an advantage as well. There is no, like, we don't have, this is what you need to bring in order to get a scholarship. It's really case by case, individual conversation. Maybe the head of school interviews the kid additionally. It really depends on what you tell us about the family. For us, it's really important to make it happen for families who otherwise wouldn't be able to. So that's our main focus, that we help families that couldn't afford it. And that would help them to make it happen for these kids. And it's a one-time, I call it a one-time discount. So if someone wants to stay for 3 years, it doesn't mean that he will get that every single year. It depends. And then you earn it, you know, once people know you and they want to keep you, there's more wiggle room as well. So.
And how does usually, parents come to see their children? I mean, those parents who are from Russia, Europe, you know, how does he come? How does he see? Do you have any days, like parents' days?
Parents are always welcome to come. I mean, we encourage families to not stick around the whole time or stay there for 3 weeks, because it really distracts the kids and they can't really merge with their friends. But, you know, if a family says, well, I'm going to be in November in Ottawa because I'm there for business, or I'm coming from the States, I'm going to spend a couple days, we can't excuse them from the academic days. They need to be in class, especially for the higher grades. But after school, it's easy to go out for dinner with your family, or to spend the weekend with your parents. I mean, it's really, again, it's an individual case by case. We talk to the families, we see what's best for the kids. And yes, that's possible. We don't have specific days where we say, yeah, here you can come. We have 2 times a break. So we encourage families, if they can plan it, to take the Christmas break, which is about 2 weeks in December. And we have 1 week in March where lots of our parents either come or the kids go home and spend time with them, depending on where they come from. If they don't go home, we do have options to help find a homestay for that period of time at the cost of families. So, which usually is in Toronto, so that 1 week in March might be a good exposure to a bigger city.
So they have an option to stay in a Canadian family during the Christmas time.
Yes, we can organize that.
Yes, that's a really nice option, and I think it's fantastic.
Especially for students who just come for a semester. They don't want to go home 2 weeks and then come back for 4 weeks and go back. And especially now with the quarantine, there might be changes and we might keep the campus open. It really depends on how things evolve. For the first semester, everybody learns online anyway. So we have to look at that second semester. One other thing I forgot to say, what is included in our tuition is a 5-day trip in the second semester, which usually is to Toronto or Niagara Falls, or the other, it's always in a turnaround every year. And the other year is Quebec City and Montreal. And so the whole school goes together because we're not that big. We can take everybody, you know, and it's a cool experience for the kids. And that is included. So if someone comes for the full year or comes for second semester, that's part of the tuition as well.
Yeah, fantastic. So we learn to be the part of the community, to live among the same age, same interests, you know?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. So, and what should our parents expect from Canada, from studying in Canada?
I think one of the main reasons I immigrated to Canada too is, and I want to stay here, is that the education in Canada in general is really high quality. We're inspected every 2 years by the Ministry of Education, so that keeps the standards really high. All of our teachers are Ontario certified teachers, which again gives the high quality back to the kids. I think with the Ontario diploma, I can't speak for all the provinces. I know that BC has a really good high school diploma as well. So these two, I know, get you into university no matter where you want to go. I worked for, and some of you might know that the German Abitur is highly regarded by families as well. They all want them. So Ontario is one of the easiest one to transform into a German Abitur, and it's very well recognized, and that speaks 1,000 words. So your kids that come to Ontario and do the Ontario Secondary School Diploma not only get a great high school diploma, but they're involved with community service, giving back to the community, leadership, experiential learning. I mean, these are all hands-on learning. It's really important for the Ministry of Education that the kids are not just learning content, but really know how to use the things as well. And small schools like ours, we're really able to do this where the teacher teaches the content, but then they have to apply it in experiments or teamwork or discussions. It's very interactive learning, and it's not just learning for the exams. And I think that's one of the things, especially kids from Europe in general, really enjoy, because they don't feel that they just have to memorize things, and that's a cool thing and a different, you know, you get really prepared.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's different. So the price of the year is 56-58 Canadian dollars. Yes, and sometimes we can get, well, scholarships, discounts. And how about paying these fee? How many times per year parents should pay? Is it individual? Like
Yes. So we have families that pay per semester. We have families that pay, like they would start the process now for next year, September, and they start paying monthly till the kids arrive. It's really, this is something that we discuss with once we have the application completed, and the parents say, well, you know, we would like to pay in October, in December, and in January. Then we set that up. So normally we say that fees have to be paid for the school year, latest by February of the school year. So anything before that, wiggle room is in the hands of the families. That we have Flywire, they can use wire transfer, they can pay by credit card. It really depends on what's most convenient for them, and then we adjust that and help out and organize it. So I think one of the things and perks that the families really will enjoy is that everybody is treated individually and important to us. And we'll find ways to make that happen. And you'll see very quickly our head of school is really involved with our families as well. And that's something very unique about the school, that he's not just on the top and overlooks, he's really active in the day-to-day running as well. And the families truly appreciate that. So there's always, he lives on campus, and there's always someone there that will reply to parents, and we're there for them. We know how hard it is to send your kid abroad and to the other part of the world. It's a long travel, and you can't do this when something goes wrong. So you need to make sure that your kids are safe and sound and well taken care of.
You are really one big family.
Yes.
Small town.
For sure.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So let's sum it up. So
yes,
How many students do
Yes.
you want to come from Russia?
Well, we have a limit per country, and this is something that impresses me about Merrick. I have worked with a lot of boarding schools, and when you're big and you have 400 kids coming into boarding, you have lots of diversity. But we had, like, I just say, we have 23 kids right now from 17 different countries. So there is one and one and one and two here. We don't have a dominant market. So that's another really nice thing. So your Russian students that come, they will have kids and friends from all around the world. And we cap each market at 8. We haven't had to do that yet, but that's what our guideline is. So I just would hope for 1 or 2 Russian students. That would be amazing, just because they bring so much to the school as well. The culture, the living in a global world, I think for the younger you are to learn about other cultures and living together and understanding them, and maybe go through these, why is he doing this? And then you maybe get an explanation. Well, in this country, you do this. I think it's really a great experience inside and outside of the classroom. And because of the diversity, this is pretty cool. So my hope is for 2021 to get 1 or 2 Russians who want to join the family. Okay. And I mean, if there's more, of course, we'll look at them, but that would be amazing just to get, more countries into the school that will enjoy this kind of environment.
Yeah, and the main thing why our parents choose small schools, not big schools,
Yes.
That there are not so many Russians and the classes are mixed. And if you are like getting in touch with 1 or 2 Russians, well, it's okay, but not like the huge community of 20.
No. And you know what? Because we're so close to the capital, they would have access to Russian communities. I mean, there's the Russian embassy in Ottawa as well. So if they wanted to get connected, we could probably get that connection as well.
Yeah.
But it's so cool when you're like 1 or 2 from the same country and the rest is other languages. It's like you have to speak English, you have to get involved, you will make friends. And it's I think our 3 Russians that were with us will agree that they had a blast because it was for them to be unique too, right? And be spoiled because you're not Russian, So we're really thrilled and hopeful for getting a few, but rest assured for the parents, they won't be in an environment where they just have a Russian community. That's not going to happen at Merrick for sure.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I think we'll have one more live stream.
Yes.
Later. And of course, if we are having a student in Merrick Preparatory, we are going to have stream with.
Well, we're here for you, and to all of them that followed us here or will watch the video later because you're going to have it on your social media. Reach out to King's Club and ask them for any support. We trust them. They're partners in Russia and they will support you all the way. So we're very happy and really committed to this partnership. And if you need anything, we're only an email or call away. So you're in very good hands. And we look very much forward to bringing Russia to Merrick Preparatory School.
Yeah, definitely. I'll do all my best.
Well, you have a fabulous rest of the day. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And you definitely are part of the Merrick Prep family. No doubt about it.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for connecting with us. And of course, have a nice day.
Thank you.
We'll
talk very soon.
Back to you, yes. Definitely. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bye.